as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
It's lovely to welcome back Nina Nolte to the program, one of our very first guests on Marbella now 3 years ago.
Yes,
3
I can
years.
still remember. Yeah.
Nina, how are you? It's lovely to have you back in Marbella for a few days.
Well, for a few days, and actually I'm planning to be here more because I bought myself an apartment. I found an apartment, a very tiny little but very good in distribution apartment, and I'm now decorating it, and it's really great to be here.
Well, the decorating must be easy for you with your artwork. I have to just show you this now. Nina, help me. I have my own signed poster by Nina Nolte, and Nina's actually selling these online now, aren't you, signed posters?
Yes.
Because we can't all afford to have an original Nina Nolte.
Well, besides the posters, I'm also selling my limited edition, which is 150 pieces, hand-signed, original size artwork. So this one is also available as a limited edition, and it's 1 meter high and 2 meters width.
I was just saying to Nina, now I've got the poster, I just have to buy the apartment to go with it. Right around that poster, it's just perfect. So you're going to be here more often, but you've just come back from London where you've been where you are exhibiting.
Yes, I'm exhibiting on a show which is called David Bowie Tribute, and this show consists of 35 artworks of 21 artists, and it's shown in Marylebone in the Motor Village, Fiat Chrysler Motor Village.
Very cute, very nice. You've been exhibiting for years. I mean, I don't want to give away, you started painting and exhibiting as a baby, because your first exhibitions and trips were so far back, it's like, no, it can't be. What took you into that as a profession? Because it's a risky business, especially back in the day.
Yeah, it's risky, and you always have to adapt to the new evolution. Yeah, and that's what we are good at. We people, the humans, we adapt easily, or we, it's evolution. And if an artist has an evolution, he has to adapt to the new things like internet. It has changed a lot for the galleries and also for the artists.
Good and bad. Good and bad, no?
Yes, it has benefits too, and one has to adapt. And one of those things is selling online on ninanolte.com. That's my webpage. The posters, you can also buy their serigraphs. You can buy the limited editions, which are actually big size editions, the size of the original, which is like 1 by 2 meters, and I'm selling them already worldwide. The people who don't know me, they buy online. They can go online and buy with a credit card, and I already sold to the United States, to the West and East Coast, to Beverly Hills. There is hanging a big, nice Coca-Cola light box.
So it's nice because the internet has made the world very small, but you started off when the world was very large, and you took yourself. Well, you started off. You grew up in you were born one place. You grew up another. Then you went to Barcelona when you were very young. And then you've been back to Germany. And then you did. You've been adapting your lifestyle and having to adapt your lifestyle all your life.
Yes.
Does that show in your artwork and your growth?
Yes, and I'm actually like a plant, which has very tiny roots, and the roots they don't grow, they haven't grown into the earth. So you can transplant me to which place ever.
And looking as beautiful wherever you put it, obviously.
Yes, but Marbella is a very, very special place. I lived here for 16 years. I had my big studio gallery on the main road of San Pedro next to the bus station. I don't know whether you can remember, 5 meters high.
I do, actually.
Glass fronts, and all my artwork exhibited there. And we had so much traffic jam that the people were forced to look into my windows. And my name was written in quite big letters there. Well, anyway, I lived here for 16 years, and then the crisis came. Nobody bought any property. They all wanted to sell the property, so there was no place for me here anymore, and I decided to go to Germany, and that's where I live. I'm now living for 5 years in Berlin, and I like it. But
wasn't it hard to adapt to the timetable more than anything else? Not just the cold, it's the times you eat, the time the late night movie's on at 8 in the evening, the late night movie.
Well, you can already see late night movies at 3:15 p.m. because then it's dark there. In winter, I swear you, because we have the same time. Yes, the same time. Berlin is very much to the east, and here we are more to the west than London is, and we have all the same time. So here the sun gets up and later and goes down later, and in Berlin it's for me it's horrible. I use a lot of candles in winter, but you can't enough candles, light enough candles to get the Marbella feeling there.
Do you find
it's drizzling and cold, and
exactly how do you to get that memory? Do you find that then affects how you paint?
No, nothing at all.
Do you have that image in your head, and you just take that with you wherever the weather changes? It's just how you feel on the inside.
Yes, yes.
You have a very recognizable technique. And even if you use different mediums, you can always seem to find Nina in there. But I have a question. Are you actually in any of those paintings? Because a lot of the women and the air, it's like, I feel like I'm looking at you.
Yes. Well, yes, the thing is that I started doing here portraits, and the people like so much the way how I paint the people. They say I paint the people not only from outside but also from inside. I made self-portraits too, but there is one big painting which you probably have seen on my webpage. This is called You and the Night and the Music, and it's 21 people dancing, and there is a lady in a long dress. They are dancing around a couple which is dancing in the middle, and the one with the green dress, it's me. And I painted that with the help of a lot of photos I took on a wedding in Germany. It's like 54, something like this, if I remember well. And I also took photos of myself because I'm painting so recognizable. You always have to have something in front. Yeah, if people do a portrait, the one has to sit in front of the one who's painting with a person next to him. But I'm painting with the photos, so I have around me like zoomed in pieces of my future artwork, and when I'm painting a hand, I'm always sticking the hand on the canvas to have it in front of me, so it's very recognizable, and that's what I did. 21 people dancing on.
Did you recognize yourself in the sense you say when you paint portraits? You capture not just their physical appearance, but their essence. Did you capture your own essence? Could you recognize your own essence?
Good.
How did you get yourself in there?
A good question. Yes, well, like by taking photos, and yes, the painting is actually really big. Imagine, person, how tall are you?
I'm only 5'1". I'm not such a big person.
151?
155.
Ah.
154.
Look, so the painting is 150 high and 260 width.
So it's enough of the painting. I have to say, I do personally like very big paintings. If you give me a whole wall and there's a whole thing there, particularly Nina Nolte, well, you make me a very happy chappy. Nina, it's lovely that you bought a home. Congratulations. It's really nice that you're coming back to spend more time in Marbella, that we'll be able to see you more often. Will you be doing any workshops so people can actually can
things
involve
like
with
that?
you?
Yes, that's what I plan to do here.
I think we would like to to actually physically get that feel of Nina. We're very privileged to have you here amongst us.
It's all in evolution. It's all in evolution. It's I'm going to have exhibitions next year, and I'm doing workshops. I'm concentrating a lot of internet online sales, and I hopefully have a big car company with which I can work. My art car is in front
You're the
there.
new Agatha Ruiz de la Prada. That's what you got, the new Nina Nolte, putting her
Make me the
design
contact.
on everything. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, we get a little snippet of that car. Thank you, Nina. It's lovely to see you.
Thank
Welcome
you.
home.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I feel home.
Yay.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you.
Hey, hey.
Welcome to our program, and this is Doggy of the Week. Of course, as everybody knows, I represent AAA, and I present a Doggy of the Week. Every week we have dogs for adoption. Actually, every day we have dogs for adoption. This little fellow was walking the streets a couple of weeks ago. He was only about 2 weeks old. We called him Rob. He is a Podenco mix. He will not be very big. At the moment, he's about 2 months old. As you can see, he's got very tiny little short leggies, and he will not be a very big doggy. He is a wonderful, wonderful puppy. He has got the most beautiful eyes and a very, very nice character. He loves to play. He is in my house at the moment as a foster doggy, so he can be socializing with my dogs, my cats, and the people and the other 2 puppies that are there as well. So he will be totally socialized. The only thing you have to do is love him and adopt him. As I said, he is about 2 months old. He's still getting his vaccinations, but he is ready for adoption. So if you're interested, contact AAA, ask for Rob, the most wonderful puppy in the world at the moment. He's not the only one, of course. We have a lot of puppies as well as older dogs at AAA. I'm always asking people, if you have the time and you have the space, even if you're an older person who would like to have some company, please adopt an older dog. We have quite a few at the moment, and some of them are old. They only have a few more years to live, but it is terrible for them to be in a shelter. It would be so much nicer for them to be in a home. Usually they don't need long walks, they just need loving care, a little food, and a cuddle so once in a while. The older dogs really, really would be better off in a home instead of being in the shelter, because usually they come from a home. And that is so sad if they end up in a shelter because the people cannot take care of them any longer, because they're moving away or because they've died. That can happen, of course. But please consider adopting an older doggy. The puppies usually go okay. A lot of people love the puppies and we want them to be in a nice home as well. But the older dogs need a space. If for whatever reason you cannot adopt a dog, but you like to sponsor one, or you like to have a special dog a little bit for yourself, consider our virtual adoption program. It's a program where you choose one of our animals from the website. You can choose a dog or a cat, and you can sponsor that specific dog or cat. We will make sure you get a very nice picture and an adoption certificate so that you can have that at home. And you can, of course, if you're in the area, visit your little pet. On Saturday mornings, you can walk your dog as well, because on Saturday mornings we always have at AAA the dog walking day. That means that a lot of volunteers come to AAA on Saturday morning to walk the dogs. It's the only day that all the dogs get a chance to be out of the kennels. It's a wonderful day for the people as well as for the dogs, because they're walked on the mountain, they're on a leash. Some of them even have an area where they can run free if they're guarded by the volunteers. So please come to AAA on Saturday mornings if you want to walk the dogs. Then you don't have to take them home, of course, because we will take care of them. If you want to virtually adopt a dog or a cat, go to our website, all the information is there. And as I always say, please remember, don't shop, but adopt. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day.
If you've never been to our space, please do come by and check it out. I'm sure Carlos and the team would be very happy to show you around. It's wonderful, open spaces, co-working atmosphere. Everybody's just so helpful. It's a really nice place to work if you don't have your own office. Well, that's it for another evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to you joining us again tomorrow. In the meanwhile, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other. Bye for now.